Oh, you thought Diddy was bad? Well, he is. But you want to meet someone who's arguably worse? Vince McMahon. See, Vince McMahon had a problem. He's currently under federal investigation for misconduct with many women. For those of you that don't know, Vince McMahon is the former owner of the WWE, wrestling stuff. Anyway, you want to hear something wild? Wrestling fans have always known he was an evil psychopath. Why? Because listen closely. He played a character in his own wrestling show so twisted and insane, it became harder and harder for people to think he's acting. For instance, the storyline that involved his daughter. Whatever you think I'm about to say, it's worse. His daughter's a character on the show as well. She plays his daughter. In fact, his whole family plays themselves. They go through many inappropriate things, like at one point, her daughter and her son start palming her mom in front of millions of people, but I think the son just held the mom so she couldn't run away. And anyway, here's where things start to get wicked. In a wrestling promo video, his daughter says, "I've only said no to my father for 2 things. And one of them was he could not be the father of my child in the show." Focus, we not finished. Look at the time. She was married to a wrestler named Triple H in real life. They were having a kid. After they told her dad, Vince McMahon, no, we're not participating in that story, Vince McMahon then asked, "What if it's your brother?" Her brother and her husband said, "No, Vince." Well, actually, her brother said, "Yeah, I get it. My sister's hot, but I had to turn her down." He actually said this. But he might have said this because, remember, I told you, this is for a wrestling promo. Meaning Vince McMahon put this on air. He put this on television. He wasn't hiding this. So imagine all the worst things he's done. In fact, you don't have to imagine it. Look in my comments and the wrestling fans will let you know. Anyway, now that you understand who he is as a person, the allegations are probably not that surprising anymore, right? Well, let's get wicked part 2. The allegations go on for decades. In fact, it's alleged that he's given $20 million total to women over the years, from allegedly forcing people, cover-ups, lip boxing his female wrestlers backstage. If they said no, he would fire them, to the case that brought this to everyone's attention in the first place: the traffic. Making someone do things with him and then all of his friends. It's the same thing Diddy's getting in trouble for. It's like the only thing a billionaire will actually get hunted down for, because the feds don't play that. There's certain lines that can't be crossed. Imagine if you found out anyone in America owned a slave. You'd lose your mind. Well, making someone do this like you own them is considered to be a form of slavery. The case alleges that he gives this woman a job. He tells her, "If you don't with me, you finna lose that job." Eventually she does, thinking it's gonna be a one-time thing. But then she notices that her position is a fake position. He just makes it up to keep her in the office whenever he wants to. Now, for those of you saying, "Oh, she could have just left," wisdom is chasing you, but you are faster. And I'm not gonna sit here and explain the human mind to you. Anyway, at this point he says, "Hey, you gotta start with all my other friends." She says, "No." And well, you know he didn't take that for an answer. She eventually does it. He gives her $3 million to stay quiet. But so many other women come out at the same time, and he has to give all of them so much money that his payments start to slow down. So the girls are like, "We're snitching." The FBI comes out and says, "Wait, don't snitch yet." And that's how you know he is screwed. The FBI basically said, if you take his money, then you can't talk to us. And if you talk to us, he finito, word to Chief Keef. The women said, "Fine." And the FBI said, Vince said, "Why y'all laughing?" They said, "Vince, give us your phone." He said, "No, I'm an American citizen. Y'all can." They said, "We can do whatever we want." Because here's how things work. Same thing that happened to Diddy. The FBI watches you for years until they know you're so guilty that you will never escape. And when the evidence against you is so bad, they can get these things called subpoenas, meaning they could raid your house, take your phone, require you to give them documents. So Vince is forced to give them his phone, and some of the alleged texts got leaked, and oh, that boy going to jail. But the case is still technically ongoing, and it probably will be for a while. But let's just say I don't think he's getting out of this one.